So everybody associates you, and right before we recorded, was smoking.
Yeah.
And you always did the movement, and everybody was
Around
like, yeah, the dice cigarette stuff. And you still have it, but you quit. How did you quit? You quit in one day, you said?
In one day. I quit more than once.
Okay.
The first time I quit, my kids were real young, and I was also a very heavy blackjack player. So I do enjoy
I love blackjack.
Dana White,
Yeah.
watching the clips.
Yeah.
I mean, he really, 300,000 a hand.
It's
I'm going, oh my God,
Yeah, it's crazy.
And but I played heavy.
Yeah.
I could win or lose $500,000 in a night. It didn't make a difference. And that was even one night when I did Bally's in Vegas for 13 years. I did all the big holidays like 5 times a year.
Yeah.
So they were paying me millions. So it meant nothing to gamble, win or lose.
Yeah.
And that was just Vegas, not the arenas. It was that Vegas was like the relaxing gig.
Right.
But yet I'd be at a table playing like an animal,
Let me ask you one thing about blackjack, because we play blackjack every time we do a casino gig. We always go play blackjack. The whole crew that we go with. There's a thing where there's just like nights where you're there and you're winning more hands, right? You're on a good streak, and subsequently there's other nights where you're like, fucking, I can't win a hand. And ultimately, I think like the logical thing is to go, look, man, it's gambling. You're going to have good shoes and bad shoes. Like, do you see it that way?
My thing about gambling is you got to be willing to lose everything in front of you to win. Can't play scared.
No.
Can't play drunk, and you can't play tired or angry.
And do you have a walk away?
No,
time?
but do you see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Those are the rules.
No tired.
So if you do lose, you can't say, well, it's because I've been arguing with my chick all day, or, I had a bit. You lose because you just lost, and you got to be willing to. Yeah, and there are days you get 20, the dealer gets 21.
Yeah.
But I do, and I haven't played in a long time either, but I have that was one night I was playing Bally's. My opening act at that time was Wheels Parisi. I don't know if you know him.
Wheels. Yeah, I remember.
Okay, so Wheels is actually on stage at Bally's. At Caesar's Palace, and my bodyguard, Club Soda Kenny, who works for Bill now.
Yeah.
And I'm in the Dice Rules jacket that I wore at the Garden. Yeah. That's how I'm playing.
Yeah.
And so he goes, I think it's time we go to the show. He's only got 5 minutes left, and they have a limo waiting. And so now I'm on stage because I was winning. I didn't even want to leave.
Yeah.
And so I'm on stage with over $350,000 of chips, of winnings, in my pocket.
Yeah.
That I can't wait to get done with the show and go back and get more.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those nights. But one time with Wheels, I get to Vegas. I'll just tell you this one story. And I sit right here where I am now. Wheels is where you are.
Uh-huh.
I always sit at the end. I don't let anybody else play. I have the whole table. And I got into Vegas, and I lost, I don't know, 150,000 in a few minutes. That's how fast it goes.
Yeah.
And so the next day we're all at the pool, and they would the red velvet ropes, whatever. And we're with all these people, my girl, I had a baby at the time, whatever. And I say to Wheels, I go, you got any money on you? And he goes, I got $20. I go, that's enough. Let's get out of here. Jump in a cab. We go to the Mirage. And at the Mirage, I have a $75,000 line of credit. So they give me the 75, and I'm playing this guy, and it's a male pit boss. This is in the days when, supposedly women hated dice type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I'm at the table, and I'm losing to this one dealer, and I'm playing 5,000 a hand, so it's not that many chips. And But I said to the pit boss, because they would hold the cards like this rather than pointed at you to cut them. And I said, would it be all right if the dealer faced the cards at me? And the pit boss was cool. And he let it happen. I'm still losing. They switched dealer and pit boss. And it was this black man. His name was Archie. He was from Louisiana. I'll never forget this guy. He was a nice guy. And a female pit boss. He shuffles, whatever, and puts the cards. And I ask him to turn the cards. And he goes, we're not allowed. And I said to the lady, I go, would it be okay if Archie turned the cards towards me? And she goes, no. So I know she's a dice hater.
Yeah.
I go, well, the other pit boss didn't have a problem, and I'm trying to be nice. I'm not being dicey. I'm being Andrew.
Yeah.
You know? And she goes, well, I do have a problem with it. So I go, really? And I'm looking at her, and I go, let me tell you something. You'll be lucky if you still have a job when I'm done here. And I go, Wheels, get up. Come sit here. And I go there. And I lean across. I made like a whole deal out of it. And I cut the cards from leaning across the table so I could cut it the way I want. Mm-hmm. Wheels, get up. Go back to your seat. Now I look at the dealer, and I go, okay, Archie, this is how it comes down. And I go, and don't stop the game for any reason. You don't need more chips. When I'm done taking those, I'm out of here. There were 2 rows of $5,000 chips. And I'm down to 6 chips, 30 grand. And I said to Archie, I go, you see those last 2 chips on the second row? That's your tip. How does that sound? Now I'm angry, but my energy came up because of her attitude.
Yeah.
And we stopped playing, and Wheels couldn't even believe what he was seeing, because I'm basically winning 95% of all the hands. Okay, so what happens is we're down to those chips, and I'm not stacking them. I'm just piling them on. I don't even know how much is there, but I took the 75. I made a little stack here. Mm-hmm. So no way I'm losing anything.
Yeah.
And I got a big pile of chips. I go, okay, Archie, this is what we're going to do. I go, I'm going to want a blackjack, okay? This is how it's going to go. I want the King of Hearts and the Ace of Spades, in that order. How's that sound? I go, you could do that, can't you? And I look at the pit boss, this lady who's now like, she can't even believe it, I go, but I'll tell you what, honey. Now I'm not even, it's honey, which she hated.
Yeah.
My name's not Honey. Well, to me, I don't know your name and I don't care, but I'll tell you what I'll do. I don't know what you make a year, but I'll bet all this against whatever it is you make, which, well, what is it? 30 grand, 40 grand, whatever it is. I go, I'll bet all this. I pull those cards exactly the way I said it. How's that sound, honey? And she's like, we're not allowed to bet. Okay, all right, Archie, when you give me the king, do me a favor, because I like to make a little sound effect. That's just the way I am. So do it slow, like slow motion. You could do that, right, Archie? It's your money. Mm-hmm. So I go, all right, give me the King of Hearts. There's the King of Hearts. So I go, isn't that amazing, Wheels? Look what I just did. And I did it all by myself. All by myself. And now I look at the lady, I go, same deal. All this for your piddly pay. Ace of Spades. No. I go, they're watching. Your job's over here. I go, Archie, just give me the ace of Spades, right? And there it is. And Wheels goes, oh my fucking God, what the fuck is that? So I said, Archie, don't even worry. Keep it all. Keep whatever I won with the blackjack. I go, Wheels, gather this up. Let's get out of here. I want to go back to the pool. It was about $455,000 in winnings. That's after I give him the 75. And he's shaking, carrying it out in manila envelopes, just hugging it, So, and then in the car, you know, in the limo going back, I said, you know what, Wheels, just put your hand in and, you know, take whatever you think the 20 was worth. And he just grabs, it was a $10,000 pack. I go, you earned it. You know, I go, not bad for $20, right?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays I would have. It was ridiculous, you know, but I quit.
Now, were you, because I've been at tables with like guys, high roller guys, super aggressive. Were you like a very aggressive, not only with your bets, but on what you're taking hit, where you're going for stuff that is against the fucking, you know, the book, you're just going
Tommy.
for it. Yeah. Aggressive.
What do you think?
Aggressive as shit. Yeah.
And I could play one hand or I could play the whole table.
And you would do that too?
There were times I would pull all small cards, break cards, split cards, against the dealer's break card, okay? And I would just look at it like a 3 and a 2, you know, all across, you know, all hands. And you're talking about 10,000 on each hand. I go, you know what? I don't feel like thinking right now, so yeah, I think you're just gonna break, so I'm good. And you could see the dealer going, wait a minute, you don't want to hit on a 5? You know, I'm showing a 3.
Yeah.
You know, I go, nah, I'm good. You're gonna break. You know, it's all good. I don't want to get greedy. You got a pair of aces, Dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, good for me, right?
Yeah.
Look what I got. You know,
You go ahead.
just break and pay me. You know, and they would break. You know, it was an amazing time, but there were also times, and any gambler that says they don't lose is just lying to your face. Yeah. You know, there were times I could lose 700,000 in a night. You know, one time I was sitting with my father. This is another win. You know, and we're at Bally's, and it's late at night, and I'm losing, but dicking around. And my father had like 35 grand left, and he goes, "Well, what are you doing? How late do you want to stay up? You know, just beat him already." You know, and I go, "All right," you know, and I just go, and I'd say, Bobby Lee comes with me. I make him an opening act. For what reason, I don't know. You know, because I would have fun with him at the comedy store, and I'd always bump him, which I always enjoyed doing, because he'd flip out and leave if I came in. It just always seemed to be him that was on deck.
Yeah.
And, you know, whoever the Mad Dice, you want to go on? Yeah.
Yeah.
But fuck this. So, because he was like that, I figured, let him open for me.
Yeah.
So I bring him to Bally's. Okay. And the first night we're there, he watches me lose quickly $250,000. And you know how Bobby Lee likes to sit like on a couch, but not on it, on the top of it. And he's got his little hat and his head's in his hands. And I go, what is your problem? He goes, I don't have money for breakfast, you know, and you just lost all. I go, Bobby, it's the first night. It's the warm up. You know, he actually told this story recently, and he told it wrong.
Yeah.
You know, that I want to go looking for him and go, why didn't you just tell the truth? Because, you know, I wound up winning over $500,000 that weekend. So he made like it was just a lose.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
No.
Because the next day I got that $250 back in 10 minutes. You know, when you're playing huge figures, like I talk about Dana White, you know, it comes and goes in a minute. It's monopoly money at that point.
Right.
It's not like, I'm going to tell you, the tourist, the asshole that got his 2 weeks off from his job that saved up $1,500, $1,500 scared fucking dollars. This fucking farmer that comes with his family and the kid in the fucking stroller. And the wife, you better not lose that money. Leave me the fuck alone. I lost half of it already. You can't play like that.
No.
You know, I used to take $200 when I played the Dunes for Mitzi, the comedy store. Okay? And the comics would come running back to her because she got 15 shows, $1,500. That's what you got for the week. You know, and there were 5 comics on the show. And she had the Dune showroom. I go out in between shows and win $15,000 with 200. You know, I just had a gut feel for cards.
Yeah.
but it also comes a point, I don't want to do this anymore. That's what happened. So for 10 years, I didn't play, and I didn't smoke cigarettes. And then bottom line is we got hit with the recession, and I needed money. We all go through shit with money, you know. And I called it the summer of hangover. And Eleanor was actually with me, and I went to Vegas, and I just beat every major hotel. I actually had a house in Vegas at the time. I didn't even stay there. Every hotel, I had the biggest suite they had,
You did this in like '08 or
yeah. No, more like 9. Was
okay.
it 9
Yeah,
or 10?
8, 9, yeah.
And I went down. I had another wife at the time, or girl, who the fuck even knows already? The only one I care about is sitting up here. The only one worth anything in my life is in that room. So there was no Coca-Cola. It was the M Hotel. So I said, I'll be right up. I want to go down and grab some Coke. And at the time, I had like 35 grand in cash, whatever. And I come up less than 15 minutes. And did you get the Coke? I go, oh, yeah, I won 90,000. And when did you win the 90,000? I go, the place was empty. I sat down, and I won every hand. And then when I lost a hand, I walked away. I go, now we have some money to play. And that whole thing wound up $1,150,000, in winnings. It's just, but with gambling, it just goes around and around.
But you got to play with balls, is what it sounds like. If you're going
100%. If you don't have balls, don't play.
Yeah.
Because even if you're having a winning day, that could be that part where you start losing.
Yeah.
You can't back up. It's gambling. That's why they call it gambling. It's taking a chance.
Yeah.
I know when I get on stage, I'm going to win, unless I hate the crowd, and then I start throwing people out.
Bert and Tom and Bert. One goes topless while the other wears a shirt. Tom tells stories and Bert's the machine. There's not a chance in hell that they'll keep it clean. Here's what we call 2 bears, 1 cave.